If you feel like your life's a mess and need a little bit of help, you've come to the right place. Everything that I'll be sharing with you today in this video is my personal experience and something that I went through myself. Because we need to figure out what makes you feel like your life is a mess, the first thing we will do today is that I will share with you how I found out what the mess in my life was, so that you can do that too. I see many YouTube videos where people try to help other people get their life back together, but the general problem with these videos is that people who need help in this area barely know where the problem itself came from. And that's what we need to do first. Because if you're not gonna think about the cause, but start taking the action, you will probably end up in this mess again. So, sit down for a while with a paper and a pen. Ask yourself a question. What was it the last time that made you feel like your life is a mess and that you need to get your life back together? Maybe it was an emotional breakdown, or maybe you were too tired. Why were you too tired? In my case, it would be being exhausted from school because we have many lessons. Well, how do I prevent being exhausted from school? If I often go to sleep way too late and I only get 5 hours of sleep every single day, that is something that has to change if I want to do something in the afternoon but don't have energy for it. Think about what distracted you from your desired action the last time. Write down every single reason that comes to your mind. By this method, you make sure that you listen to everything you have in your head by writing it down, so that you'll uncover all problems that there might be. And that brings us to the next step. When you find the source of the problem that creates mess in your life, we have to solve it. Try to think about all possible options you have to overcome this. If it's your phone that distracts you, leave it in another room. Just try to be really creative here, because there are thousands of options you could solve your problem with. I'm pretty sure about it. Oh, that was my bag. I'm old. The next step is to plan! Yay! Don't worry, since I went through this hell myself, I will help you with how to start planning. Seriously, once you learn to plan effectively, it will be so life-changing, like super, and you'll make progress much faster. We will skip terrible organizing tips because from my own experience, it never helped anyone, including me, or was it just me? Who knows? Instead, I will show you my time-tested methods that actually help. And no, it doesn't hurt. I'm just gonna bring her along. Say hi. When scheduling or planning in general, you need something that will be flexible and will work. Obviously. Because if it doesn't meet these two requirements, it's only gonna make you frustrated from not getting things done. But this whole frustration thing is kind of a mindset thing, which we'll cover later. So I'm gonna share with you what I use in order to make things on time and organize them. I personally recommend and use Notion, which is a free software for planning literally anything. Besides Notion, I use this paper diary. I'm not sure if this is called somehow in English. It's basically a paper calendar. I always write everything that comes to my mind about responsibilities to my phone. Once I come back home, I write everything down to my paper calendar, which is right here. And important is that I usually try to plan all these things on each day of the week, so that I don't have 30 tasks on one day and I can do it the whole week. Every task that is finished, I mark with green. Here's where the mindset I talked about earlier comes in. If I forget about something, I don't blame myself, I just reschedule it. It can be hard sometimes, but do not blame yourself if you forget about something, or if you have a mental breakdown and skip your tasks. It's not good to get controlled by your emotions, but if something serious happens that doesn't allow you to continue working on your tasks, then it's probably better to get some time off. And even if you just forgot, you cannot change the past, you can change the future. But especially if you're beginning with planning, being harsh on yourself will only demotivate you. So far we have uncovered the problematics behind our messy lives, how to come up with a solution. We've started to learn how to plan, and now we know that we don't blame ourselves for our mistakes. So let's continue with planning. We need a proper routine. Why? Well, I've been asking myself the same question for years. By having a routine, not only you will achieve more things because you've created space for them, but you've also created space for your basic needs, which is good for your overall health and energy. Without a proper routine, I used to do homework till 2 a.m. before they were all finished. Well, finished might sound nice, but being exhausted due to not having a proper sleep schedule and therefore being exhausted in lessons and barely keeping my eyes open is just not worth it. When we reserve a specific time in our day for learning, for example, we stop learning when the time is up. If we reserve this time in multiple days in a week, we start feeling better overall because our body doesn't lack sleep and other basic needs. And we also start seeing better results because we stop doing things on last minute, which used to be a thing for me. The last thing we will talk about today is to how to balance your time and the things you want to do. So let's create a proper routine. Again, take a paper and a pen. Write down everything you want to achieve, but also things you don't have time for but want to do. If you've written down something that you cannot accomplish this year, but it is your long-term achievement, for example, becoming a doctor when you're still a student, just think about what requirements a doctor must meet in order to become one. You can probably start working on these small achievements now. Then you're gonna take a look at how you spend your day. The goal here is to make the day longer so you can spend more time doing things you don't have time for. Beware though, we're aiming for a proper routine. That means we want 8 hours of sleep. And therefore, if you're gonna wake up earlier, then you also have to go to sleep earlier. Really try to include in this routine every single thing that you would like to do or achieve. Maybe you'll have to get it very tightly planned, like me. Here's an example, to get things done. This might sound like a painful process, but once you put some music on and start dancing, it kind of becomes fun, and that's when I started loving planning. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave thumbs up, and also please subscribe and share this video to as many people as you can. I'm trying to grow it here. So have a nice rest of the day. I'm saying the rest because it's like 10 p.m. Oh my god. That's all I wanted to say. You're still here? That's weird. Bye!